You're watching Global Toronto. This is Global News at Noon.
Well, it's just days, of course, before the Ontario election, and Doug Ford is being sued by his brother's widow. With more on the drama that is leading up to voting day, let's go to Marianne Demain, who joins me now live from our newsroom with the latest on this story. Marianne, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jeff. The candidates got up and hit the ground running this morning, but things have gotten even busier for PC leader Doug Ford now that he's been named in a multi-million-dollar lawsuit launched by his own sister-in-law. Now, Renata, the wife of the late Rob Ford, alleges Doug and his brother Randy mishandled her husband's estate, including the family business. The statement of claim alleges a breach of trust and the loss of millions of dollars. Well, Jeff, the Liberals and the NDP, they were also out campaigning across the GTA, and you can bet they did comment on what's happening within the PC party. This is what Andrea Horwath and Kathleen Wynne had to say this morning.
People wonder whether this is the kind of leader, the kind of premier that will look after you and your families. You know, if these allegations contained in this lawsuit are accurate, this is a person who's you know, who's not treating this person, this widow of his brother and her children, in a very positive way.
He needs to clarify. He needs to be open about the situation with his business, because if this is the credential that he's running on, that he's a businessman and he knows how to run a business, and somehow that qualifies him to be the Premier of Ontario, you know, and if that's under question, because there really isn't anything else that he says qualifies him, or that we can see that qualifies him, he better be clear about the business.
We begin outside Rob Ford's home. You can see a for sale sign. His widow is suing members of the Ford family, claiming that they are mismanaging her late husband's estate and financially affecting her and her two children. Good evening. Dominating the campaign conversation today, the Ford family feud.
Today, Doug Ford responded to the allegations made by his sister-in-law, and he is not the only one. CTV's Austin Delaney is live in Thornhill, where Ford just made a campaign stop. Austin, Ford's rivals did not shy away from voicing their opinion on this. The question is, will this sway voters?
Well, it's a very good question. 2 days before we go to the polls, political analysts say this takes Ford off message and unable to attack his opponents. Rob Ford's widow, seen here at his 2010 mayoral election victory, is suing the Ford brothers and Deco Labels for $16.5 million, alleging they deprived her and her children of millions of dollars following the death of her husband, including insurance money and Deco shares willed to her. Campaigning in Brampton today, the NDP leader questioned Ford's leadership. People wonder whether this is the kind of leader, the kind of premier that will look after you and your families. You know, if these allegations contained in this lawsuit are accurate, this is a person who's you know, who's not treating this person, this widow of his brother and her children, in a very positive way.